And these are the visuals that you are getting. This is from National Capital Delhi, where the tremors were felt around 10:20 is what we are being told. Multiple parts of the national capital reported these tremors, from Gurgaon to Greater Noida, which is in Uttar Pradesh, as well as the national capital or the Delhi region. Several places did report feeling these tremors. Residents rushed out of their houses as they felt these tremors. But it was not only in the national capital. In fact, you had tremors being reported from several parts of India. We have confirmations from Punjab as well as Kashmir, where these tremors have been felt. In fact, what we're being told is the region or the epicenter seems to be the Hindu Kush region. The National Center of Seismology has put out the details saying the earthquake was of the magnitude 6.6 in the Richter scale, is what we are being told, and it occurred around 10:17 on Tuesday. Are the details that we have at this point. The location seems to be around Faizabad in Afghanistan, is what we are being informed by the National Institute of Seismology. In fact, much of India also felt these tremors, as we had confirmation from our colleagues across India. From particularly in north of India is where we have the confirmations all over now. But we're being told that the tremors were felt strong in India, Pakistan, as well as Afghanistan. And if we could take the tweet of the National Center of Seismology, if we can show this tweet on air, it says that the earthquake, the magnitude of the earthquake was around 6.6 in the Richter scale, and it happened around 10:17 on Tuesday. The depth seemed to have been around 156 kilometers, and the epicenter seemed to have been in Afghanistan. Tremors felt in several parts of Delhi, specifically North India as well, but much of India, Pakistan and Afghanistan have felt the tremors. These are the visuals that you have from different locations where the residents have walked out after feeling the tremors. I'm being joined by my colleague Nazir Masoodi. Nazir, so you even felt these tremors in Kashmir. Of course, we are getting the details now that the epicenter seemed to have been in Afghanistan. But tell us what you saw and felt.
Well, we all know that it was in Hindu Kush region. And there are varying reports. One say there are reports saying it was magnitude was 6.5, and the location it was 193 kilometers of Kunduz in Afghanistan. But here in the valley, it was strong jolts, tremors, which were felt across Jammu and Kashmir. There are reports in some places, some houses, structures have suffered damage, but so far I checked to see with senior officers, there's no report of any, injury or the casualty. But people were really terrified this evening, when there was a tremor, which jolted, across Jammu and Kashmir. People came out of their homes for safety, and there were cries, and because everything was shaking. And here this place remembers the massive earthquake of 2005, which caused lot of damage. And this evening, this a very strong, tremor across Jammu and Kashmir region, and in most of the places, people actually came out of their homes some people running, crying, and because that was the strong jolt, and it continued for some time. That was the thing that was more scary. But so far, what we are getting from officials, there's no report of any, casualty or injuries. But unofficially, we are hearing there have been damage to some of the residential houses. We're trying to get more information from the officials if there's any damage, any damage, more damage to the houses. But there's an official report. Some people are telling us their houses have suffered cracks because of this, tremor. And the officials are saying they are collecting the details from different districts, tahsils, and subdivisions from across Jammu and Kashmir, because it was entire North India where people have, people felt, tremors this evening. So it is details are, very, very little details available so far, what exactly has happened. But it was really, really very, very scary as I saw people coming out of their homes, some crying and trying to, because it was very, very strong. There were strong jolts of tremor.
Nazir, can you tell us now, the magnitude seemed to be around 6.6, and that's definitely not mild in terms of the tremors that even much of North India at this point seem to have experienced. What is the situation now? Are people calm? Have they returned back home? Because many in the national capital at least seem to be returning back to their homes now.
Yeah, fortunately, people have returned back in their homes. And as you mentioned, now the magnitude, it has been, again, it is 6.6. And it has epicenter, as we see, it is in the Hindu Kush region in Afghanistan. And as I said, it was felt across Jammu and Kashmir and in North India, across North India. But fortunately, there's no report of any injury or casualty. But unofficially, I am hearing there have been some houses, structures have suffered damage. I was speaking to a person in North Kashmir. They were saying the house has suffered cracks. And, but officials are saying they are trying to, collect more details. They have they are saying they are getting details from the control rooms have been activated to see if there's any damage or any injuries. And because it was very, very strong jolts felt across Jammu and Kashmir. People came out of their homes. But fortunately now it is calm. People have returned back to their homes. But it was really very scary when, this tremor jolted across the region.
Right. Thank you very much, Nazir, for joining us. I'm also being joined by my colleague Himanshu at this point. Himanshu, we're being told the epicenter is around Afghanistan, around a 6.6 magnitude scale. That's definitely not mild. What did you see? What is the situation now?
The official report now released by the National Center for Seismology, Ministry of Earth Sciences, it says that an earthquake of magnitude 6.6 occurred at exactly 10 hours, 10:17 p.m. And the depth of this earthquake was 156, and the exact location of this earthquake was 133 kilometers southeast of Faizabad, Afghanistan. This is the Hindu Kush region, which was the epicenter of this earthquake. And remember, any earthquake of the intensity of 6.6 is considered by seismologists as a very big earthquake. And if an earthquake of the intensity of 6.6 on Richter scale happens in a highly populous area, there's always a fear of large-scale damages. But since the Hindu Kush region is not very heavily populated, so the estimation is the seismologists say that possibly the scale of the impact damages would not be very high in the Hindu Kush region. But we'll have to wait and see how much damages it has happened. But clearly, all these areas near the epicenter, and I repeat this, the exact location was 133 kilometers southeast of Faizabad, Afghanistan. That's what the Department National Center for Seismology has said in its official report. And clearly, tremors have been felt. I also felt the tremor, and my friends also in Noida also felt the tremor. And remember, normally, whenever an earthquake of this intensity, this high intensity happens, even 1,500 kilometers away from Delhi, we have felt tremors in the past. But this time, the duration of the tremor was longer, and even the intensity of the tremor that I felt was, of course, higher than what we have been experiencing in Delhi. So clearly, a high intensity earthquake has hit the Hindu Kush region in Afghanistan. We do not know what is the impact there, but clearly an earthquake of the intensity of 6.6 on Richter scale, if it hits even a village near the epicenter, of course the damages would be are feared to be very high in that area. Right.
Right, Himanshu, just a very general and simple question. Just to clarify this, when we're talking about a 6.6 magnitude of an earthquake that would have been at the epicenter, which is being reported as Afghanistan, the possibility of these tremors and the impact being felt, say, in India would likely be lesser, but tremors lasted for a couple of minutes. It was not even a matter of seconds. It definitely lasted for a few minutes.
That's right. And I'm just now going through another report of National Center for Seismology. It says that exactly 9 hours back, an earthquake of magnitude of 4.4 on Richter scale had hit Afghanistan. And the depth was much less, 110 kilometers, but it occurred at 12:55 p.m. today. So clearly, this region, Afghanistan, this is the second earthquake which has hit Afghanistan in last 9 hours, as per the National Center for Seismology report. And I, of course, as I said earlier, any earthquake of the intensity of 5 or above is taken very seriously and is always considered as a big earthquake if it happens in a very highly populous area. But we do know that the Hindu Kush region is sparsely populated. There are, of course, villages there, but one would assume that the degree of population intensity in this region would not be as high as, say, in any other city or a village or a district in India. So clearly, one should hope that the extent of the damages are not very high, but I fear that those villages which would be close to the epicenter where this earthquake has happened, they would have faced the brunt of this very big earthquake with an intensity of 6.6. But we'll have to wait and see as to what is the extent of damage in that area. Remember, it's already late in the night, and this is also the time when people are normally inside their homes. And even at this time, for government agencies also to launch relief and rescue efforts in these far-flung areas of Hindu Kush region, I think we'll have to wait for a couple of hours to get a more perspective from Afghanistan government as to what exactly has happened in and around the epicenter in the Hindu Kush region where this big earthquake happened.
Right, Himanshu, thank you for those details. In fact, I'm being joined by my colleague Priyanshi at this point from the National Capital. Priyanshi, where are you exactly? Which part of the National Capital region? And what did you witness? What is the situation now?
Well, Sneha, I'm in the northern part of Delhi. I'm in North Delhi, and I can tell you that for myself, I've never felt an earthquake in my life, and this is the first time that I've felt an earthquake. So that just tells you how strong it is, how strong the earthquake was, and in fact, it lasted for a couple of minutes, as you mentioned. So first, we felt a tremor that was slightly mild, and that's something that my family noticed, but I didn't. But then, when they were talking about that tremor, that's exactly when the second one hit, and then we saw the fans shaking, the fridge shaking as well, and the water purifier shaking. So everything was shaking, as the earthquake is pretty strong, as the National Center for Seismology has also said that this was an earthquake of 6.6 magnitude, and in the center, it's initiated from around Afghanistan, and in fact, it's not just limited to India. The tremors have been felt in Pakistan as well, and of course, the earthquake initiated from around Afghanistan. But several experts, such as Mahesh Palawat from SkyMet, they're saying that the impact on India is minimum. Even though it's 6.6 magnitude, as Himanshu sir was mentioning, that it's above 5 is considered very serious, is considered a powerful earthquake. So 6.6 is definitely powerful. but some experts are saying that the impact might be higher in places like Afghanistan, around which the earthquake started, but the impact and there's no likely damage that they are expecting in India. But of course, it was really strong, and it's been felt not just in the national capital, but also in several North Indian states such as Jammu and Kashmir and Punjab as well, Sneha.
Right. Thank you, Priyanshi, for those details. So, Delhi and several parts of India, particularly north of India, including Punjab and Kashmir, have felt strong tremors for an earthquake that seems to have its epicenter in Afghanistan, and the magnitude being 6.6, according to the National Center of Seismology. We'll keep bringing you all the details. For now, let's quickly slip into a short break. Hello, I'm Hindu Kush, and the top story that we are reporting are the strong tremors that were reported and felt across India, particularly in north of India, whether it be in the national capital region, Delhi, Gurgaon, even Greater Noida, which is in Uttar Pradesh, as well as Punjab and Kashmir. The epicenter seems to be in Afghanistan, and the magnitude is around 6.6 on the Richter scale. I'm being joined by Mahesh Palawat, who is the Vice President, Meteorology and Climate Change, the SkyMet Weather. Thank you, Mr. Palawat, for joining us. Can you just give us the details of what really happened, the extent of these tremors felt in India, and other details that are known at this point?
Yeah, the Richter scale was 6.6, that is strong earthquake, and the epicenter was in Hindu Kush region of Afghanistan. Depth was around 180 kilometers. So as we move away from the epicenter, the intensity of tremors keep on decreasing. But still, we have seen that strong tremors were felt in Punjab, Jammu, Kashmir, and Haryana, Delhi, and adjoining areas. And this is the epicenter is in Afghanistan. This is the joint of Indian plate and Eurasian plate. These two tectonic plates are sliding against each other, and this zone is from Hindu Kush to Arunachal Pradesh, right from Pakistan, Himachal, and Jammu Kashmir, all these areas. Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much for those details. At these points, these are the visuals with several people from different parts of India rushed out of their homes as they felt these tremors. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Palawat.